Hello, my name is Sean Darren. I'm here to introduce and demo you to Handy's tire machine to change tires, remove tires, and reinstall tires on any style rim, whether it be cast or wire wheel. The first thing we'll talk about is the 4 pedals on the machine. The first pedal to your far right works the bead breaker, which is on the right hand side of the machine. The middle pedal works the jaws on the table that will bring the jaws together or separate the jaws. The third pedal, the far left, does the rotation of the table, whether it be counterclockwise or clockwise. And the fourth pedal is on the far left of the machine. It's the black pedal, and this pedal is used for inflating the tire and setting the bead. This piece on the far right of the machine is for use to break the bead. This is called the shovel. It has a handle on it. This pin allows us to pull the shovel out and push the shovel back in towards the machine. Against the far right of the machine is this big rubber protective plastic block there that we're going to set our rims against, so it's not resting against the machine so we don't damage our rim. When I grab a hold of the handle, I can move the shovel away from the rim when I install the rim into the machine. When I depress the pedal, it's going to bring the ram in and break the bead of the tire. The center pedal on this table has 2 functions, and it's about the trickiest pedal on the table. It works in 2 different ways. The center pedal on the machine, when I depress it and release it slightly, will bring the jaws in to hold the rim securely on the table. When I depress the pedal again and let go of it, the jaws will release the rim from the table. Again, the second pedal, if I depress it slowly, will bring the jaws in slowly to secure the rim to the table, and I can slow it down, controlling the action of those jaws with my foot until it's securely grabbed the rim. Then I will push the pedal all the way down to the floor, release it, locking the rim to the table. The pedal on the far left of the machine, when I depress it, rotates the table clockwise. When I lift up on the pedal with my foot, rotates the table counterclockwise. The last pedal on the far left of the machine, this black pedal, has 2 functions. If I depress it slightly, it will allow air to come out of the chock to inflate the tire and set the bead. If I depress it all the way down to the ground, air flows out of the 4 jets on the jaws to help seat a stubborn bead. The tire iron has a more aggressive side and a more shallow side. When it's not used, it should always be stowed in the machine. On the right, towards the back of the machine, we have a pressure regulator. We can set this pressure regulator to a lower pressure when we clamp down a soft rim or a thin rim. We can also turn the air on or off going to the machine. On the top of the red post of the machine, you'll find a little dish cut out up here. It's a community tray. Up here you'll find lots of different Schrader valves and nuts to hold on to the valve stems on lace wheels. You'll also find the removal tools for the Schrader valves. The duck arm that holds the duck can swing in for a smaller diameter rim and swing out for a larger diameter rim by adjusting this hand wheel. When I bring the duck into a rim, I can lower the duck to the rim by depressing this arm and locking it with this arm. To release this arm, bring it back to you. Next to the main red post on the machine is the tire inflation gauge. This gauge is inaccurate, and the best gauge to use is located in your toolbox, but this gives us an idea of how much air is being inflated into the tire when you set the bead. It's also where the air chuck goes after we're done using it. Below the gauge, you will find this brass button. What this will allow us to do is to also release the air when it's suppressed from the tire. On the far left of the machine, we have these two black arms that allow us to remove a stubborn bead or help set a stubborn bead onto a rim. The top arm will swing out to accommodate any size rim and has a ramped side and a step side. On the top, there's a lever. If I push it forward, we'll raise both arms up. If I bring it to me, we'll drop both arms down. Not all tire machines are equipped with this arm. We're fortunate to have this here at the college. Whether you have this arm or not, I will show you the process to properly install a tire on or off a rim with and without this arm. When removing the Schrader valves, you have two main style of Schrader valve tools. You have the one that sits on top of the valve stem and one that accompanies the machine. When removing the Schrader valve, the flats from the Schrader valve go into the flats on the tool for removal. Note, if you have a short Schrader valve or a long Schrader valve, you need to install a proper Schrader valve back into the valve stem when you reinflate the tire. These are rim protectors to protect your rim when you clamp the rim down in the machine. This is a 12mm deep well socket and a 1/4 inch ratchet. You'll need this tool when you replace any tire on a laced wheel. Two of the most common Schrader valve removal tools and also a valve stem installation tool. An 11/16 open end or a box end wrench is needed in order to adjust the jaws on the machine. This is one of the jaws on the top of the table. It has a protective plastic piece on the top of the jaw to protect the rim. And this top piece is a secondary jaw that clamps the rim underneath the top jaw. And it also has two protective pieces on top of it as well. Before installing any rim on this machine, make sure that these three protective pieces are on all four jaws. This is an 11/16 wrench. This is needed to remove the nut on the bottom of the jaw. By removing the nut, I can remove the top jaw and place it in any three locations on the machine to accompany a larger rim. By removing the pin, rotating the jaw, reinstalling the pin, securely fastening it with two wrenches, I can also rotate the top jaw, securely fasten that nut. When I do all four jaws on the table, I can bring the jaws in on the table to accommodate a rim for any ATV, quad, or go-kart. When installing a rim on the table, your placement of your body is as important as how you install a rim. If you're right-handed, the left side of your body should be facing the table, and you should have one jaw on the table directly opposing you. Your left foot will operate the center pedal. When you install the rim into the table, you're going to install the rim into the furthest jaw away from you. Then you can push the pedal down to the ground, releasing it slowly will release the jaws. To stop the jaws from coming in, depress the pedal all the way down to the floor again. You want to sneak the jaws in ever so slowly while holding the rim assembly out of the table and lock in a second jaw. Releasing the pedal more will bring the third and the fourth jaw closer to the rim. When the third and the fourth jaw come close to the rim, you can release the pedal completely.